What's going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger. I'm back at you again today with another MLB 15 The Show Diamond Dynasty gameplay. We got another online game here for you guys, and it is Thursday, so we're going to do what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks here, and we got another edition of This Week in Major League Baseball. Last week, guys, man, I told you I didn't really have anything to talk about. I need to personally thank the Oakland Athletics, the Kansas City Royals, Brett Lowry. Thank you guys for giving me an opening topic here. Drama went down last weekend. Same thing happened in the Boston and Orioles series as well. Basically just a kind of, I don't know what word to use here, just a bad slide. Lowry did it. I believe Pablo Sandoval did it against the Orioles. Just, you know, it's part of the game. I get it, but, you know, kind of dirty slides to take out second baseman, shortstop, to break up double plays, and it ended up causing people to get thrown at in the Boston and Orioles series. I was watching that game live. Waldo Jimenez, I almost called him Jimenez, I always want to do that. He threw it at Pablo Sandoval, I almost called him Pablo Escobar. Pablo Sandoval, he threw at him the next night and got ejected right away. And then the same thing happened in Kansas City and in Oakland, and Yordano Ventura got ejected. Kelvin Herrera, he threw at somebody's head. I believe he threw at Lowry's head as well. Lowry took a beating, but I don't want to say it was deserved, but I understand why they were throwing at him. The very interesting thing was that after all the stuff that happened, Kelvin Herrera was the only one that was suspended. Yordano Ventura got fined. But just bad blood going on between the two teams, and they meet again later on the season, so that'll be interesting to see how it goes. But no warnings were given in both of these games that I mentioned. Just the umpires just said, I'm not taking it, I'm not dealing with it, and threw guys out. And let me know in the comments, how do you guys feel about that? Do you think there should have been warnings given first, or do you agree with the umpires' decisions in both games to toss people right away? You know, I kind of say that I understand they got to gain control of the situation, and maybe was best that they went ahead and threw those guys out right away. So let's talk about some other things going on in Major League Baseball. How about Nelson Cruz? I believe I mentioned him last week, but I got to mention him again because he's basically picking up where he left off last year, and so he got suspended 2 years ago. You know, performance-enhancing drugs with the Rangers. The Rangers didn't take him back, and the Orioles took a risk on him, and it paid off. And I kept thinking, me personally, I thought that was maybe just like not that he wasn't a good player before last year, but, you know, that was just kind of a one-year thing. Can he do it again? He goes to Seattle. He gives Robinson Cano some help, and dude just is going crazy, man. He's still playing very, very well. Home runs all over the place. Received the AL Player of the Week award. Matt Carpenter from the St. Louis Cardinals received it for the NL. And I don't know, man. I like Nelson Cruz. I can't say nothing bad about him. And Seattle's going to be a very, very interesting team if they can get their pitching together. Somebody tell me in the comments section, and I could probably, do the research myself, but I just haven't wanted to. What's going on with Josh Hamilton and the Anaheim Angels? I keep seeing news about them trying to come to an agreement. I really don't know what's going on. Like I said, I could probably look it up, and maybe I will, and I'll talk about it next week, but I just keep seeing his name in the news, and I'm not sure what's going on. I know he's not playing as far as I know, so is it something to do with money? He's not suspended, I don't believe. And A-Rod's having a pretty good year. I don't know so far, obviously so far. We've only a couple weeks into the season, but I don't know how you guys feel about A-Rod. I never liked the guy, probably because he went to the Yankees, but I think everybody counted him out. Everybody thought he was done, and he's having a decent year so far. I've seen his name, show up on MLB Network and things like that. So he's playing pretty good. You know who else is playing pretty good? And in the New York area, the New York Mets, got to give them props. They have won 10 in a row, sitting atop of the NL East at 12-3 right now. We'll take a look at some of the other division leaders. The Dodgers, who swept my Rockies last weekend, lead the NL West at 9-5. Rockies finally got a win last night at the time that I'm doing this commentary, they're tied 1-1 with the Padres, but 5-game losing streak for my Rockies. It was pretty brutal, and to get a walk-off win last night felt good, man, because they were starting to feel like last year's team again, and obviously it's still young in the season, but I'm still nervous, though. They were playing so well, and then they just started playing bad, but that's baseball for you. In the NL Central, the Cardinals are now 2 games up in that division with a 9-4 record. AL East, Boston at 9-6, but 5-5 in their last 10. The Yankees playing pretty good as well, 7-3 in their last 10, only a half a game behind the Red Sox. Toronto a game behind the Red Sox as well. That division's going to be pretty tight. AL Central, Kansas City 11-4, Detroit 11-5. Detroit's lost 3 in a row. So, hey Tigers fans, you guys wanted me to talk about the Tigers. What's going on with their team? They've lost 3 in a row and are 5-5 in their last 10. And then the AL West, this one is kind of surprising. The Houston Astros right now with a half a game lead on the division at 8-7. Who saw that coming? Seattle 6-9. Angels 6-9, Oakland 8-8. I still think it's going to be between Oakland and the Mariners. But I also wanted to talk about some league leaders this year. In the MLB, we got, as we mentioned, Nelson Cruz with 8 home runs, 17 RBI, leads in both of those statistical categories. Adrian Gonzalez, who tore my Rockies up with a .434 batting average, and I almost called him Zach Greinke. Green, his first name's escaping me right now, a 0.39 ERA from the Detroit Tigers. So there you go, Tigers fans. I talked about you guys twice in one video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We got a special Diamond Dynasty video coming up tomorrow. Be on the lookout for it.